Many animals exhibit remarkable emotional intelligence and are quick to recognize when another creature is in distress and requires assistance. A particular dog came across an injured crow and took it upon itself to carry the bird to safety in its crate. Despite initial doubts that the bird would survive, an extraordinary event occurred, defying all expectations. Dogs and crows rank high among the most remarkably intelligent creatures on the planet. While dogs excel as security and support systems for humans, crows are renowned for their exceptional problem-solving skills and their ability to employ tools. If we'd asked you prior to watching this video, what are the odds of a dog and a bird becoming friends, you may have responded with a pessimistic outlook. However, this tale tells of an extraordinary pairing that defies all odds and blossoms into a remarkable friendship. Our odd friends are a Caucasian shepherd named Roxy and a crow named Huck. Their friendship started many years ago on a rainy day. The rain was pouring down heavily, and the wind was so furious that it threatened to knock down everything in its path. With this kind of weather, no one in their right mind dared adventure outside, so it wasn't surprising to see that all the roads were empty, save for a few cars rushing to go home. Roxy, the dog, was sitting in her crate in her owner's backyard. The gorgeous Caucasian shepherd was often brave and curious, but if there was one thing she always avoided, it was the rain. Whenever it started to pour, Roxy would quickly run into her crate to stay dry and warm. But on this day, she broke her habit for the most unexpected reason. As the canine sat in her crates, watching the rain wash over the lawn, she heard the most shocking sound. It sounded like a frustrated scream of an unknown animal. The dog didn't pay any mind to it at first, but the sound came again, and she realized that it was only coming from a few feet away from her crate. It was the cause of a bird, an injured bird to be precise. Roxy could instantly tell that the animal was in a lot of pain and needed help. So she did what she never would have done. She faced her hatred of the rain and stepped out of her crate to find the hurting animal. Sure enough, only a few feet away from her crate was an injured black crow. The burnt wasn't big at all, and by the looks of it, it seemed to have a broken leg. It lay there on the floor, calling helplessly as the heavy rain drenched it. Roxy immediately sprung to action and clamped her jaws gently on the bird. Careful not to hurt it any further, she slowly dragged the bird back to her crate, where it would be safe and out of the rain. For hours, the dog stayed by the crow's side, cuddling with him and trying her best to keep him warm. When the rain finally stopped and Roxy's owners came outside, they were shocked to find a bird in the cage with her. At first, they were scared that their dog had hurt the poor thing, as it was barely moving. But when Roxy came to them looking worried, they knew something was wrong. Immediately, her owners rushed to the crate and examined the crow carefully. It had a bruised leg and a broken wing, and it was so cold that it was barely breathing at all. They took the bird out of the crate and put it on the kitchen table. They treated the bruised leg and wing before setting them in tiny bandages. Afterwards, they did their best to get it warm. Finally, the bird woke up, but it wasn't too pleased to be in a strange place. It started calling and thrashing around, desperate to escape. That was when his unknown hero, Roxy, walked up to him slowly and poked him with her head. She gently put her paw on him and nudged him again, as if to reassure him. At first, the crow was terrified of the gigantic dog comforting him, but he eventually relaxed and became a little calmer. After a little while, the human fed him some food, and the crow was able to curiously waddle around with his hurt leg. He explored his close surroundings as much as he could without moving too much. As they watched, they decided to call him Huck. Roxy was especially gentle with the crow, and this surprised her owners. The Caucasian shepherd was always super energetic and clumsy. She wouldn't even sit still if you promised her favorite treats. They watched as Roxy gently watched over her new friend, doing her best not to knock him over with her large frame. The crow was still badly injured and weak, though. As soon as they called a vet friend who happened to live nearby. It had started pouring again, and they couldn't risk driving such a far distance to the vet center in such weather. When the vet came, she examined and treated the bird, then gave it some pain medicine. She properly sat and bandaged his wing before putting a soothing salve on its bruised leg. However, it seemed the bird was pretty sick. By the looks of it, unless he received extra care and attention, he was not going to make it through the night. Everyone said about making the crow a suitable makeshift bed to sleep in. They also brought him a lamp to keep him warm and swaddled him in fuzzy blankets to try and reverse the effects of freezing in the cold rain. After doing all they could to ensure that he was comfortable for the night, the vet left and Roxy's owners went to bed. They hoped the bird would have a peaceful rest so that he could properly recuperate, but didn't get their hopes up. When the humans tried to usher Roxy back outside to her crate, the dog fiercely refused and did her best to force her way back to where her new friend was sleeping. It was obvious that she didn't want to leave him alone, so they let her be. They had no idea that this singular decision would soon save poor Huck's life. It was a few minutes past midnight when the worst happened. A startling cry came from the crow, piercing through the entire house. Huck was in trouble, and there were no humans awake. His guardian angel, though, was right there. Roxy was laying down by the floor and came racing to the box where the crow laid. The dog saw that he was shivering uncontrollably. He must have been so cold that it was causing him pain. Anyone would have seen this little bird shaking and would have assumed that was the end for it. Until Roxy did something truly incredible and unexpected. Without thinking twice, the dog stepped halfway into the box and laid very close to the bird, lending him her body heat. By the time her owners came downstairs, they couldn't believe their eyes. Their precious dog was trying to save her new friend from freezing. All through the night, Roxy and her humans kept watch, and by morning the crow was doing okay. Neither of them had slept a wink, but they were all happy about the bird's newfound strength. When the owners told the vet what had happened, she admitted that what Roxy did had probably saved Huck's life. According to her, birds that were exposed to the kind of heavy and cold rain Huck saw were most likely to die from hypothermia. Yet somehow the sweet dog knew exactly what to do, and her friend was now looking stronger and sharper. Nobody had ever taught her how to react in situations like that, but she had shown an incredible display of emotional intelligence and had managed to save a life all her own. The humans decided to adopt the bird as a pet companion for their dog. Upon witnessing this exciting development, Roxy was overjoyed and wasted no time in introducing her new crow companion to the concept of play. They quickly formed an unbreakable bond and became inseparable friends. Roxy's persistence and patience paid off as she successfully taught Huck, the crow, how to play with the ball, which soon became their favorite shared activity. This dynamic duo rose to fame when their owners shared an endearing video of them on social media. The footage depicted Roxy sitting patiently while Huck eagerly kicked a small ping-pong ball to her, attempting to initiate a game. The public was captivated by this unusual duo and craved more, leading Roxy's owners to share additional videos of the two friends playing together. Huck occasionally perched on Roxy's back, and they even invented a hilarious game that resembled a version of soccer using a ping-pong ball. When two highly intelligent creatures unite, incredible things can unfold. Has your dog ever returned home with a lost animal? What's the most peculiar item your furry friend has discovered? Share your stories in the comments section below. And I hope you like this video. Please share it with your friends and family. Also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.